If you use Procreate regularly, you probably already know some of the basics, like brushes, layers, and the ability to hit that undo button 47 times for every single mistake. But today, we're going to learn 5 Procreate tools that can make your drawing process a bit easier and a lot less frustrating, especially if you are making commercial art for sale, such as stickers, planners, prints, or any other type of digital products. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Cynthia from Doodle and Design Studio, and if you want to draw digitally and create artwork and turn those illustrations into products that people actually buy, you're in the right place. Today, we're going to learn 5 beginner-friendly tools that are incredibly useful, but if you don't know where they are or what they do, they might not be on your radar. Let's start with Quick Shape, because this tool makes you feel a lot more precise, less shaky than you might be in real life. You can create clean circles, ovals, squares, triangles, and lines and other basic shapes without manually having to make everything perfect. So here's how we're going to use it. I am drawing a rectangle shape, and I am long holding my Apple Pencil on the screen, and I didn't make it rectangular enough, so it's only giving me the option to edit my ellipse, which then I can go in and change it that way, but that's not exactly what I wanted. So I'm going to do 2 finger taps to undo and try that again. So it's going to do ellipse created, and then it's going to give me ellipse and let me change it to a quadrilateral. And then you can move your box around. Let's go ahead and clear that. Now I'm just making another rectangle because I'm trying to get all of the options. Here we are. So now we have a few more options, and depending on exactly how your shape looks, your menu bar might look a little different. So I have an ellipse, I have a quadrilateral, I have a rectangle that I can go in and edit. Let's clear that off. And I can tap my screen with my opposite hand to make my oval into a circle. You can edit your circle. Go ahead and clear off. And I made my rectangle a lot more sharp. And as you can see, my menu's changed a bit. Rectangle, I have a polyline, and I have an ellipse now. You can go in and play with it a bit. And remember, you don't want to lift your Apple Pencil off the screen. You want to long hold it down, and it will start snapping quick shape into action. And this can be great for sticker designs. If you're making planner, like boxes, check boxes, anything that you need a nice shape. Go down here, like the top of this cup. This brush is a little thick, but to get my drift, go ahead and do that. And then you can kind of move it around a bit to get it where you like it. And then we can just do another for the outer portion. All right, moving on. The second tool we're going to talk about today is the reference window. You can go to your wrench icon, go over to Canvas, and go down to the reference and tab it on. And as you can see, it's pulling up my canvas, and I can zoom in on this guy here, so I don't have to zoom in on my whole canvas, or I can have my drawing big. We can move it out of the way over here. I could have my drawing super zoomed in, but I have my entire drawing here so I don't get lost in the weeds, as one shouldn't. But there are a couple other neat things you can do with it as well. As you can see, we can add an image or a face. So we can go to import image and say this is part of a collection, and it is. This is the first one in the line, but I could go ahead and add a photo of what some of the others look like so I don't get lost. If this guy was already colored in and not just a sketch, I could make sure I'm keeping my theme cohesive by keeping the colors and the line art and the shading, etc., all in a similar pattern so they look cohesive. You can also use this if I did have a colored image here, I could pick colors directly from it if needed. But that reminds me, we'll do a bonus tool before we go. So we're not using it for that. So let me put this little guy here so we can see his whole image. And we'll just keep him off to the side, out of the way. And that is our reference layer. Why am I saying layer? It's not a reference layer. It's a reference window. If you're creating a set of digital products or a collection for sale, this is very important so you can keep consistency across your collection. So this window comes in handy in those instances. Before we get to the next 3 tools, let me know which one of these you are trying first. Are you going to use that quick shape so you can speed up your process, or are you going to use this reference window so you can keep yourself in line? The third tool we're going to look at today is going to be the drawing guide or drawing assist. We're going to go back over to our wrench, and today the tool, and we're going to go to edit drawing guide, and the tool we're going to use today inside is going to be symmetry. And it is all the way down to the end over here on your right. And I'm just lining it up so it's in the center of our drawing. So symmetry is essentially just going to mirror the other side of your drawing. If you're making something symmetrical, it's just going to help speed up your artwork. You don't have to use it for your whole drawing, but it can definitely help speed things up. And if you're struggling to get one side to look like the other, symmetry can be, your go-to. So I'm going to make sure I'm on the right layer so you can see what I'm doing. And let's just, because I wasn't on the right layer when I turned on Drawing Assist. Drawing Assist is not on the layer I want. So we can easily fix that by going to our layer menu, tapping our layer, and go to Drawing Assist. Now whatever Drawing Assist action we put on, we selected, it will go to the next layer that we ask it to. And as you can see, it is drawing the same thing on both sides. And it does take a little bit of practice, in my experience. It quick shaped for me. Let's go ahead and go down 8 feet. But as you can see, this can basically cut your drawing time in half because it's literally mirroring the other side. And you can easily turn it off if there's a spot in your drawing where you don't want or need symmetry. And as you can see, my cup's a bit out of proportion. So I can go ahead and turn it off real quick and draw this guy. Basically, the issue is when I showed you how to do the quick shape for the lid while ago, didn't make sure everything was touching because it was just showing you what we were doing. I think here. I'll just fix that later. Okay, we can turn assist back on. And let's see, we might not really want it on for like these circles because they're going to go in the exact same spots. You can do a few, turn it off, then we run back over here. You can use quick shape to get your nice circles. And there you are. I thought I turned Drawing Assist back on. There we go. And we need to close him. We need to close him. And then I'm just going to go up here. And we can turn off our sketch layer now. There we go. And let me just turn this off real quick. And I will just close that handle. He's not perfect. He needs a little touch-up. That's not what this is today. This is about learning symmetry. Symmetry can be really great for helping you with flowers, mandalas, and decorative borders, icons, something that's going to be the same on each side. And remember, you don't have to turn symmetry on and leave it on for the whole drawing. You can go in and use it for some of your structural work and then turn it off when you need to, just like I did here on the mug and the circles. Okay, tool 4. Let's talk about color drop, but let's also make sure you know about color threshold. So you may already know color drop lets you drag a color into a designated area of your artwork and allow you to fill it, and basically allows you to get much more color on the screen a lot faster. But where you can run into problems is if you have a tiny gap in your artwork, your color can bleed all over the screen, or you can also have a somewhat of a textured outline, or sometimes it just happens that when you color drop, there's almost like a white outline inside your actual outline. And it's not fun, and maybe you don't know how to get rid of it. We're going to fix that right now. Okay, I have my color selected. I'm going to drag it across the screen and let go. My threshold automatically comes up because I still have the Apple Pencil pushed down on my screen. And as you can see, it's pretty high at 82%. I can lower it down if my color is spilling across the page, and it'll fill. Or if my color isn't going to the edges of the outlines, I can go ahead and pull it further. Using the color threshold along with color drop is really useful if your line art isn't perfectly closed. Well, it really needs to be pretty close to perfectly closed, but if you have a little bit of a textured outline that leaves a few gaps in the pixels, it works very well. Go ahead and do this guy, and we can go up or down. See, look, where we go. So all the way at 100%, you can see my color is everywhere. So keeping my Apple Pencil on the whole time, I'm just going back. I can keep it up here. I can lower it down some. Let's put it right there. And if you hit continue filling, you can continue to quickly drop your color at different pieces of your drawing. So I'm going to go ahead and go do. All right. Using the color drop, continuing color can save you loads and loads of time when you are coloring an illustration as well. Now, all of this I'm putting on the same layer just to quickly show you color drop. I would really want to have this on separate layers, but if you're not switching layers, you can continue to just pick colors and drop them down while color drop stays on. Like this. Okay. Now, what are we on? I think we're on tool 5. Tool 5 is clipping masks. Now, you may have seen them and ran away screaming and crying, but clipping masks can be really awesome. So we're not going to have any fear today. We're going to go check them out. We're going to add a layer above our coloring and our line art, because right now everything's just all together on one. Do not recommend, but this is just for showing you guys. Click your layer menu and go to clipping mask. And as you can see, it's got a little arrow showing it is clipped to your layer. So what a clipping mask does is allows me to add texture, color, whatever to the layer I have clipped it to without damaging the original artwork on that layer. So let's get pink. See, we're on the clipping mask layer, and let me just somehow magically unclip it with my hand. Let me just go up and add a cheek. Might as well give him 2. Yes, they're lopsided. I'm not even looking at placement. I'm just demonstrating. Okay, so we have our cheeks, right? They're on our clipping mask layer. We can turn them off, and we've done 0 damage to this image that could have taken us hours. So it's kind of like a superpower. And something else, see that? See that? Can't go outside the lines. So that's pretty cool. And this is also, you can add texture. I'm giving my clipping mask a clipping mask. No, it's gonna attach to my main layer. But let me just get this brush real quick. So this is automatically gonna clip to my bear. Let me unclip this guy so I can add some texture to this, just to show you what I meant. Okay, is it really texture if it stars? That's moot point, but let's just go boop, boop. And now they're only on the cheek. They're not all over your bear. They're not down here on your cup. Now they are down there on your layer, but that doesn't really matter. But so you can add lots of fun stuff with clipping masks. You can have different clipping masks for, you can add layers, you can add shadows, you can add textures, you can add colors in little small areas. That is one of the reasons you want to do your colors on separate layers. So you could go in and add a texture to the fur if all of your fur color was on one layer. Clipping masks just gives you the ability to change your artwork and add new fun things without destroying any of your original art. All right, that brings us to our bonus tip. I really should have showed you this while we were doing our colors, but that's okay. It's a bonus tip, so I figured it had to go at the end, right? So I already have my reference window, and you could add an image of your color palette in your reference window and color pick from there as well. But we can also just hold on to this guy up here and move our color palette over here as well. So we're not having to continuously go over here to our color wheel. So we have our colors over here where we can easily change them, and we have our reference image as well. So that is your bonus tip, and you can switch out your color tabs as well from right there. It's just a little bit more time saving. And there's another little bit of a bonus tip. You can have favorites selected for your brushes. You can make favorite sets and put all your frequently used brushes there. You can, let me bring this guy back over, close him. You can create palettes and keep your favorite colors over there. We have our canvas sizes that we can go in and create, and just having those done and ready helps save a little bit of time when you are trying to make income from your art and you need to repeat your workflows and repeat your processes, and you don't have all the time in the world. So for your next project, I challenge you to use one of these tools, whether it's quick shape, symmetry, using your reference window in a new or first time ever kind of way. Move your color palette over and make sure to save those brushes to your favorites, or you can even create a set of brushes for the specific project you're working on. But all of these things are going to help save time. And while you're here, make sure and grab my Find Your Art Style workbook for Procreate or any type of drawing. It just leads you through some fun, quick exercises to get more confident in your style. There's some fun stickers, just because who doesn't love stickers here? And a gallery image, so you can pop in your photos and keep track of them as well. If you enjoyed this, make sure you like and subscribe, and we can hang out, do fun stuff, and I will see you next time. Bye guys, have a great day.